Hello, good evening. Welcome to Dave's Tacklebox. It is Sunday, the 23rd of March 2014. In the week that Vape Fest was announced, and then there was some, shall we say, lively debate about aspects of it over the last couple of days. We thought we'd have a little roundup on what's going on there. I was out shopping yesterday and picked up this thing, which I believe may be the cheapest electronic cigarette on the market. So we're going to have a look at that. We're going to have a go with it. We're going to be looking at various things that have kicked off during the week, haven't we? There's a bit of Clive Bates action and various stuff. You know how this show goes. And it all starts with the titles. Roll them. And away we go. Okay, right, yes, so we're going to be talking about various bits and bobs tonight, but first I shall introduce my ever so special guest. Hi, Dave.
Hello.
How you doing?
Special.
Had a good weekend?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. I'm babysitting my daughter's dogs while
Right.
she and the rest of her family are away enjoying themselves in the lakes, getting their backsides frozen off. Apparently the weather's not been brilliant over there.
Right.
So I've been getting cuddled to death. Been out shopping. Can you believe it? Seeing
Nice.
e-cigs in the wild. Ordinary people using e-cigs in the wild.
See more and more e-cigs out in the wild. And we're going to be having a look at something that I found whilst out shopping a bit later.
Yeah.
But first, I think we should do this because there's a lot of people tuning in tonight are going to be thinking, I wonder if they're going to mention all this Vape Fest business. So maybe we should start with that. What do you think? Right, so let's get this done properly. Right, I'm going to flick across now. I'm going to share, if I can do it, because I forgot to start Desktop Presenter. But I'm going to do that now. All I have to do is remember which screen it is. I think it's that one. Yeah, that's the one. I'm just going to pop this up on screen now. This is the UK Vape Fest website. So this is ukvapefest.com. And as you can see, the other day it was announced that Vape Fest 2014 will be taking place on the 2nd of August. That's a Saturday. And it's at the West Midlands County Showground, which is near as damn it in Shrewsbury. Shrewsbury or Shrewsbury?
Yes.
Yes.
It doesn't matter which one I pick, it'll be wrong for somebody. I've heard it pronounced
correct. Even the people that live there don't know whether to call it Shrewsbury or Shrewsbury. So I was there not that long ago, actually. I was there last month. I was in Shrewsbury for a day shopping. It's a lovely town. And the county showground is sort of just out the town. About a 15-minute walk, I think they're advertising it for on the site. And so it marks, really, a bit of a departure from the Vape Fests of the past, where the organising committee have really struggled to get that volume of people in front of the vendors and what have you. The county showground is enormous, and from what I've picked up, comments on forums and stuff, it looks as though that each vendor is bringing their own sort of marquee tent thing, which sounds like a huge step in the right direction to reduce some of the sort of congestion and what have you. So that's good, because I've had so many people asking me, pinging me on Skype and sending me emails. Do you know when it is? Do you know when it is? Do you know when it is? And now I can tell you that it is the 2nd of August. So that's good. Now, there's been some discussion about VapeFest over the last couple of days, and to be honest with you, I've been pretty much offline since probably lunchtime on Friday until this morning, so I was oblivious to a lot of it. But as a moderator on UKV, I got up to speed on it quite quickly, because there's been a lot of discussion. And correct me if you read it differently, Dave, but I think basically what happened was there was some disagreement about whether there could be a stand for people to promote the European Free Vaping Initiative, the EFVI initiative. So just to tell people what it is and all the rest of it, I think probably what happened was there was a bit of a misunderstanding about what that would look like.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't going to happen, and then there was a big row, and a lot of people got very, very excited about it, as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to report that the latest thing on the UK VapeFest website is a statement which basically says, after amicable discussion... No, I'll read it properly. I don't want to misquote anybody. Amicable discussion has taken place and an agreement has been reached. EFVI will have a stall at VapeFest. So I think that's good. I think well done to everybody for having, for basically reaching a bit of peace on there, because what's become the story over the last couple of days was basically what looked like something like a 50-50 divide.
Yes.
And people at each other's throats, and that wasn't reflecting well. So it's fantastic to be able to sit here tonight and say it's all resolved. So well done to everybody. I was sitting there. I haven't commented at all, and I probably won't give much opinion tonight, beyond the fact that these are two entities, if you like. I know EFVI is basically... It's not a political organisation, it's not a party, it's not even a group of people, it's an application form, basically. That's what it is. It's an application for a hearing in the EU, and anybody that watches this show know that I'm firmly behind that. But at the same time, I am a huge supporter of VapeFest as well, and so I'm really glad that they seem to have come to some kind of peace and sorted everything out. Would you add anything to that?
No, I think you summed it up perfectly, Dave. I mean, I know that there, as with all of these things, there'll be the odd rumbling that carries on, but I would really seriously ask everybody, if there's any hatchets, bury them. Let's not be divided in our own camp. There's no requirement for it. It's all sorted out, apparently amicably, and that's all that we can ask. The fact that everything will be as it is. What I will say is, I would like to think that we would have hit all the targets before VapeFest. That would be the ideal, to get it all done, signed up, everybody signed up to the whole EFVI thing before VapeFest even happens. That would be the ideal. And then it would be a great cause for celebration when VapeFest comes around. That would be smashing.
Wouldn't it just? That would be fantastic if we could be there and all of that becomes an irrelevance. But for now, the important thing is that vapers need to stand together, because we really do. It's a little bit about what the EFVI is. It's a show that we are united in our desire to get this hearing, and I think. I think in general, when we're conducting ourselves on social media and all the rest of it, if we want to be considered as a united force, then we've got to act like one. Would you agree?
Absolutely right. Yeah. Yes, absolutely right.
So, but to repeat my message, my personal thoughts, well done, because there had to be compromise on all sides there, and I'm chuffed basically that's been sorted out. So all I can say now is I really wish I was going.
That makes two of us.
Go on, your sub story first. Go on, you go first.
Last year's was on the 17th, wasn't it?
I can't remember. I was there, but I don't retain data like that, I'm afraid.
No. Last year's was on the 17th. So Jill and I sat down. I says it's going to be that weekend again, and moved everything about, made the bookings because we've got the first 3 weeks of when we go are fixed, and it goes on week numbers. So we looked at it and said, right, we'll not do the fourth week, then I can go to Vape Fest. And now it's on the second, so I can't go. It's all booked and paid for. And I'm spitting teeth because I wanted to go. We'd moved everything around so I could go, and now I can't go.
Now, I have to confess, right, I knew the date a little while ago, actually, but I was sworn to secrecy and a kicking if I told anybody. So I did. I kept a lid on it quite well. But I knew that I would be going on holiday in early August. And as it turned out, I'm going to be going late July and not getting back until the 5th. I'm going to miss it by 3 days. I'm gutted it's going to be the first one that I'm not going to go to.
Well, I was at the first one. I was at the second one. And I've missed all the rest since.
Well, this will be the first one I've missed. So I'm a little sad about that. But it's one of those simple sort of decisions to make. Do I cancel the family holiday?
Yes.
And for all of those people out there saying, well, I would. No, you bloody wouldn't. Not if you lived in this house, you wouldn't. Yeah. So I'm absolutely gutted, but I'm going to try and do some kind of stunt. There'll be somebody there with a Skype connection, I'm sure.
Bound to be.
And mind you, I'm going to be in China, so I might not have thinking about it.
Oh well, you can always Skype somebody at Vape Fest up and come in. We got very good e-cig. You know what? We can't say
that's true. They have no problem using Skype to try and flog me. That's a fair point, actually. So there must be a way. But I'll try. But look, no, I'm really, really gutted. I can't be making it. But I've just got a feeling that this year it's going to be something a bit special because of the layout.
Yes.
And so if anybody's umming and ahhing and deciding whether to go, I'm going to say what I say before every Vape Fest. Do it.
Yes.
Just do it, because otherwise you'll never know.
Do it.
And you won't have my footage to show you this year. So if you want to see it, you'll have to go.
There are already rumours of people running around the campsite naked.
Yeah, but that was you, to be fair.
Well, I didn't think you were going to share that with the audience, Dave. But
oh. Yeah, okay, so I mean, let's kind of draw a line under that for now. There's a bit of discussion going on in chat about who the representatives of EFVI and what is EFVI UK. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you, because I don't know this stuff, and I've actually typed, talking to all the moderators, and this is the kind of stuff that I've been doing all day today, is trying to sort of balance up what's going on. EFVI is not an organisation. It's a citizens, what do they call it? A European Citizens Initiative application. That's what it is, yeah?
Yeah.
But there are some people who have grouped together to try and promote that in the UK. And I don't think I'm speaking out of turn when I say that we know who they are. I believe it's Gordon Allen Beard and Dave Hallam. And they're good guys, okay? And I also want to stress that the arguing that was taking place on the forums didn't seem to be these guys. So I would just urge everybody to find out who you're talking to, understand who's saying what. Don't confuse the EFVI with some activists who have been pushing it a little harder than some people would like. Is that fair phrasing?
I think, yeah. I mean, it is the last best hope we've got, the way things stand at the minute. I'm very, very much behind EFVI. And I do think that, we need to get as many people signed up to EFVI as we possibly can. We need to hit the targets, and we need to hit them sooner rather than later. It's a strange one, and I know not everybody sees it the same. There are people who think, well, it doesn't matter, it's not going to affect me. Well, fine, it might not affect you, but it's going to affect an awful lot of other people. And without wishing to be combative, even if you've got, the slightest interest, then it's worthwhile getting signed up. But yes, I think people are starting now to realise just what the impact of the last 12 months in the EU is actually going to be. And they've realised, I think, that action needs to be taken, and sentiments do run very high. And that, to some degree, is understandable. I think we've got to make allowances on all sides, and we've got to talk sensibly. But the last thing that we need at the minute is for any divisions within the community of vapers. We're all of a like mind, really. We all enjoy the same thing. And to that degree, we've really got to come together, bury any hatchets that there have been. Where you say bad mouthing, don't get involved. And let's try and all pull together on this one and present a united front to give the last best hope that we have, and try and rescue something out of the dog's dinner that is the TPD.
Yeah, I think that's a really nice summary, mate. I think that's done. And now we definitely draw a line under it.
Right, good.
Now we move on. I mean it this time. There are other vape meets, you know. Vape Fest is not the only vape meet that's going on.
This is true.
And there's one happening up in your neck of the woods, isn't there?
On April the 5th, which is 2 days after April the 3rd.
Hang on. There's a trailer.
Oh, right.
I'll play the trailer.
Play the trailer.
There you go. That was a rather sort of spooky trailer. Ooh, we got echo. Echo. It's gone now. That was a rather spooky trailer.
Just a bit.
I don't know who even made that one. It came from the VTTV trailer factory. I found it in the Dropbox.
Yes, that's where it was. I didn't do it. I wasn't there. You can't prove anything, and I'll deny it if asked. I think I know who it was, though.
I think I knew it was. It looked like it was done on one of those new MacBook Pros to me.
No, not a MacBook Pro, a Mac Pro.
Oh, Mac Pro.
The shiny waste bin. And I'm as jealous as hell because it's gorgeous, and I really, really want one. I haven't got one yet.
Doesn't sound bitter, does he? Okay, right. Shall we talk about this cheap e-cig?
Yeah.
Shall I set the scene?
Set the scene, dear.
I'll set the scene. Yeah. Right. I was in the 99p shop, not the pound shop, the 99p store or shop or something yesterday. Shopping for 12 picture frames, the way you do.
How much were they, Dave?
They were 99p, I think.
Oh, that's good.
Or £11.88 if the total, something like that, maybe.
Yeah, it would be right.
About right. That was good maths, wasn't it? And yes, shopping for 12 picture frames, as you do when your partner's a childminder and Mother's Day is coming up. You see? So you go and buy cheap frames and things for the kids to make things and stuff like that.
I see, yeah.
And it was funny because as we were walking in, I said, I'm going to have a look and see if they've got any e-cig stuff. Because I've heard that some of these pound shops and 99p shops are doing e-cigs. And lo and behold, look what I found. Guess how much it was, Dave?
Oh, hell. That's... You had to do that, didn't you? I mean, come on. It's impossible to guess these. Where did you get it?
The 99p shop.
£2.50.
Yeah, exactly. It was 99p. And I thought, okay.
What happened? Even for that?
I'll hold it up to the camera and so you can see what it says. It's called the Vi Pure electronic cigarette.
The what?
Vi Pure. What's that? What are you laughing at?
What? they haven't conflated the vape and the purity in it all, have
No, not at all, because this is Vi with an I, not a Y. And I thought, well, for 99p, I think I might take a risk here. I might take a punt. And what I've got here as well, I've also got the Enjoy King and the Vibe, because these are both disposables. So theoretically, these things compete with each other. And the Vibe is what, £6?
Yeah.
And the Enjoy King, how much is that?
Same.
That's same.
Yeah,
So
£6.
you can get like 6 of these for the price of one of these.
Six vape pures for a pooley octopus.
Indeed. So I've not tried it. As you can see, it's still in its little blister pack thing. It says, I'll just read out what it says on the front. It says it's good for up to 200 puffs brackets average. Fine. I wonder if that means it's an average of all the ones they tested, or an average that people reported when they tried it.
Or what alternatively, what is an average puff?
Well, indeed.
Or maybe shouldn't have said that. Chat's going to go on crackers now.
It's equivalent, apparently, to a pack of 20 cigarettes, approximately. It's got a real look, glowing tip, ! Releases vapour, ! No smoke, and there's a little asterisk, and underneath it says only vapour. No tar, no odour, no ash. Ready to use. Contains 14 milligram nicotine. There it is. That's what it is.
Is that 14 milligrams of nicotine or 14 milligram juice?
It does not say. Oh, there's 2 more asterisks. Now, unfortunately, the packet has gone wrong. So they've put like one of the little cardboard things that comes out of here has got stuck under the plastic there. So I'll have to pull that out. I've gone wrong in the machine a bit. It says star. Let's have a look. Concentration 14 milligram per 1 milliliter. It says.
All right.
Okay, so there we go. So now we know. On the back, it's got the not for under 18s warning thing, and the CE kite mark and some toxic things and harmful, and it's got the little tactile triangle thing stuck on the back.
Very good.
It tells you not to swallow it, which is a bit obvious really because it's a long plastic tube.
Well, you know, been in here on a Sunday night.
Ingredients: glycerol, propylene glycol, nicotine, ethyl maltol, acetylpyrazine, and trimethylpyrazine.
Okay.
And you can get an ingredients data sheet for this preparation, and it gives you a UK telephone number to call. So, packaging wise, it seems pretty compliant. I think the best thing to do with this is to try it, innit?
I would say so, yes.
But first, we should probably take an ad break.
That's probably not a bad idea.
So we'll take an ad break, and then we'll try this thing, and I'll compare it to these. Because
it'll give you 3 minutes to get it out of the packaging, won't it?
I don't think so, actually. I think if I shake it hard enough, it will. No. Here's a quiz, like proper telly programs do before they go into the break. You know, they have like a quiz. They ask a question for the end of the break. There's no prize whatsoever because I'm too tight. But this differs from these in one fundamental way. Think TPD and see if you can figure out what the difference between this Pure 99p thing and these two £7 onesies. And we'll be back right after the break.
Cloud9 Vaping, sponsors of Dave's Tacklebox.
And welcome back. Right, yes, okay, so I was just watching the chat there, and the answer is, as most people guessed, is yeah. When the TPD comes into force, this one is more likely to be legal than these two, purely because this is 14 milligram juice. And I just read a comment there saying the Vipe is 40. I thought it was 45. But I'm not prepared to argue the toss on that.
What colour is it?
It's a red one.
In which case it's bold.
That's right, yeah, bold. That's right.
If it's bold, it's 45. If it's regular, it's 30.
There you go. And I know the Enjoy King is 45. Now, so the first obvious difference is these have nice clicky packets.
Yeah, they're not twins or clones, are they?
Not at all, no. This one has like a plastic thing that you can pull off. Okay, I'm going to try it, and I'm going to be totally unbiased in this. I haven't tried it, you've just seen me open it, right? So they've all got their names printed on them, so I can't get them mixed up, except the cheap one, which has got the CE kite mark on it. That's the only marking it's got on it. It's got a slightly squidgy filter. It's not
really?
It's got a slightly squidgy filter. Not like the two big tobacco ones. Actually, it's quite similar actually to the Vipe in terms of the resistance. It's physically a bit bigger. This is the Vipe, and this is the Vipure. You can see it's slightly bigger, but it's certainly not baseball bat like. Diameter bit wider. It's got like the hard battery tube, but like a slightly squidgy filter,
Right.
which surprised me. I didn't expect that. I expected that to be a continuous plastic tube. It's obviously completely one piece. Looks like you could pop the top off the little mouthpiece Carto if you wanted to. Let's see. Let's give it a go anyway.
I'm intrigued now.
Now you saw there the it's got a red tip on it. It does produce vapour, and not too badly, actually. Obviously, it's 14 milligram. They had a choice in the shop of 14 milligram tobacco or 14 milligram menthol. And I have to say, you know the little boxes that they put these cards in on the shelf? You know, you have boxes of 20 of them or whatever they were. There were loads and loads of empty boxes on there. So I assume they clear all those empty boxes away at the end of each day, which led me to believe that they'd sold a lot of these yesterday. It's a 99p shop, and it's like on a sort of thing that goes into the Westfield Mall, so it's a busy sort of area. And I've got a feeling they were selling rather well. As you can see, there's vapour. The flavour is a bit... If anything, I would say strong.
Really?
Yeah. Not necessarily in a good way. But there is a sort of vaguely tobacco-y flavour to it. Quite difficult to get a drag out of. Airflow isn't that great. Just going to compare it to the Vipe here. Quite similar, actually. And this Enjoy King's about added. Dave, it ain't that bad compared to some of the disposables I've tried.
Right.
Now, there's nothing on here, as far as I can tell, to tell you how many milliamp hours the battery is. But I would imagine it's going to be something similar to the others.
It's not going to be far away. I mean, size-wise, is it much thicker or?
Not much. Not much.
Same sort of length?
There you go, for your camera.
All right, there's not much in it.
Not much.
There'll not be a lot in it.
It's producing vapour. Now, How
it's not producing as much as this.
Well, no, but that is a double-barreled silver bullet.
So it is.
So I wouldn't expect it to be.
It looks really weird though,
Doesn't it?
seeing you with that.
Yeah. Doesn't look right.
No, I'm not used with it. That's a Geordie expression for I'm not used to it.
I'm a little bit taken aback by that because I really didn't expect it to be any good at all. And of course, it may pack up in 10 minutes for all I know. That's the problem with doing these things on live shows. You can't actually sort of see what happens in the medium or long term, can you? But
Well, I'm suspecting there's not going to be a long term with that. And in fact, medium term's probably pushing it. I'm thinking you'd be lucky to get an hour out of it.
I would think so, especially with it being 14 milligram. You're going to be sucking the guts out of it.
And judging by the amount you're pushing out as well, that's a fairly low resistance coil that's in there. So that's going to drop that battery down a hell of a rate of knots.
You would think so, wouldn't you?
It's hardly stealthy, is it?
It's 99p.
Well, quite. And it does actually say something because, you know, the battery that's in there will be very similar to the battery that's in the 5 and 6 quid ones.
You would think. Yeah.
And putting the thing together is going to amount to the same sort of cost. So you've got to wonder how much does the little clicky top box add to the price of all of these things if the 99 pence shop can do them for, how much was it again?
99 pence.
There you go.
I actually quite like the flavour.
Yeah.
I quite like the flavour, yeah.
Yeah, right. What Taffy said for 99 pence, you know, it's not bad. I mean, Hell's Delights, what else do you get for 99 pence in this day and age?
You can't even get a 99 ice cream for 99p anymore, can you?
It was £1.49 last time I looked, and that was just with one flake in. Not a proper one with two.
There's a debate going on there about, it looks like a cigarette, therefore it's bad. Which I suppose was predictable.
Mm-hmm.
Got to agree in many ways. But the fact of the matter is that the people who go into that shop, and as I say, it looked like there were a lot of people buying them yesterday, I would say that's exactly what they're looking for.
I would agree. I would agree wholeheartedly. The fact of the matter is that there is... I'm not a big lover of cigarettes. I'm not. But I was on a cigarette before I saw the light, if you like. And I know a lot of people started on cigarettes before they saw the light. Well, you did.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you know, they've got a place in the ecosystem, as it were. We may not like them. We may prefer Generation 2 for a better hit. But if it's a proof of concept for somebody that might not otherwise go there...
Exactly.
Pick something like that and go, there's no way on the face of the planet will I put that in my mouth. And I've heard that so many times.
Long before the public health clowns donned the term gateway, we were using it, weren't we?
Yeah.
These are a gateway to better things, to better e-cigs.
Exactly.
Right, I'd love to try one of these with better juice in it, stronger juice.
14 milligrams, a strange one.
Tis in it.
I can't help thinking, well, no, I could be wrong here, but you kind of think, where have they come up with 14? Is this,
Do not know.
have they just bought a batch of 18 and a batch of 12 and dropped them together or something?
Could be, couldn't it? Might explain the flavour. Anyway, I read on the back of the packet that they came from an importers called OTL Limited, who are based in Castleford, West Yorkshire. So I went looking on the website, and one thing that did amuse me actually, they're basically an importer of stuff from China, primarily, I would imagine. And they've got a list of all the things that they do: food, drinks, air fresheners, candles, first aid. And it did occur to me that e-cigarettes is added just on the bottom.
Mm.
You know, like it was added just recently, maybe. You know, they haven't even sorted them alphabetically, the categories. So, and they do the same product basically in tobacco and menthol, which is what they had on display in the shop. Now, there doesn't seem to be any information about them at all. There's just a picture and then an email address if you want to buy some. There's no price or anything, but can you imagine if they're knocking these out at 99 pence, what they must be buying them for wholesale?
Less than 50p, I would have thought.
Well under 50p, I would have thought. I mean, it's incredible.
Well, that was what made me wonder what the cost of the flippy lid boxes is. Because somebody said in chat, where is it? Oh, I've scrolled off now. It does kind of make the £6 ones look a bit steep.
It does, and you know, let me be clear. I've expressed my doubts about how viable these would be for me. And these have got 45 milligram juicing. This has got 14. So I mean, that's for me, that's a deal breaker. But I'm telling you that a light smoker who bought one of these is not necessarily going to be put off.
The big shim, and there is always one, is that they've gone with the cigarette livery. If they hadn't gone with the cigarette livery, happy days. You know, all black with a blue light. If it's got to have a light, fine.
But then, as you say, you know, I mean, I'm sure I've got an ego set up around here somewhere. Yeah, there's one. Fact of the matter is, if somebody that's in the market for that might not actually fancy buying that,
but having tried a cigarette,
then they might be prepared to try that.
It's kind
like
of
I did. Yeah.
That was my take on it exactly. Having tried the cigarette, I thought it's not brilliant, but I could get away with it. And my aim at the time wasn't to pack in smoking or anything like that. It was to allow me to smoke in venues, as I saw it at the time, where the smoking ban was in effect. And it did that, and it's an act of pure accident, as it were, that I no longer use fags. And I much prefer the whole act of vaping. And so, you know, it's a good thing.
I think so.
99p, it's difficult to knock, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to, though. There's a little bit of sealer or something around the edge here that's sticking out, which I presume isn't toxic.
You presume, do you?
I presume that, yeah. Shall we pop the cap off it?
Pop the cap off. Take it a bit, Steve. You're not going to use it. Get the skizzers out.
Okay, we have a plastic tube down the middle of the wadding. That's for you, Dave.
Yeah.
Shall I just snap it in half?
It'll not snap, but it'll cut if it's a plastic tube all the way down.
Let's take the sticky paper off it. I'll try and hold it up. I don't have a desk camera set up at the moment. So. Take the sticky paper off because it's coming off quite easily. There we go. You can see a lot. It's a clear tube underneath, so we can see everything. That's very considerate of them, isn't it?
That's very good of them, yes. Put it in a clear plastic tube, so you don't have to pull it a bit.
Oh, there we go. It's a little bit sticky. But actually, that's pretty bloody brilliant, actually. There you go. That's it with the sticky paper off. You can see there's a number 75,400 on the battery. It says.
Right.
So that's obviously a part number rather than anything else. But you can see there quite clearly there's the battery and the little LED. And then at the top you've got some wadding. And... where's my rhythm?
I'm just maximising the window so I can see better because I'm a little bit delayed here, as you're well aware. Yeah, that looks remarkably familiar.
Let's pull this out and see what the coil's like, shall we?
I think I can show you one. I think I've got one here.
There we go. So I've just pulled that out as far as the wires will go. And I'll take the wadding out.
Does it look anything like that, dear?
Very similar to that, only perhaps this one's cheaper. So they got the insulator there where the coil will be, and a big glob of sealer type stuff, and it's very, very simple. I think you see that reasonably well, can't you? There you go. That's another 99 pence that I've sacrificed for this show. Shall I squeeze the nicotine out of this?
Put some proper stuff on.
I wonder if it'll still work.
It might do. Should have found it back down the tube.
Light comes on. It's only 14 milligram. Ain't going to hurt, is it?
No.
No, I'm just making a mess. That's enough of that. Yeah, okay, so yeah, that's, like I say, the 99 pence shop. Other very cheap shops are available.
Dave has Googled the battery number.
Yeah.
And it's 140 milliamp hours.
A whole 140. And that's a LiPo as well.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Yes, and the number was 75400 is what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So, 140 milliamp hour battery. I reckon that would last about an hour, probably, yeah.
Maybe slightly longer if the vape is anything to go by, because the vape is around about 100 milliamp hours, I think.
But that's got 45 milligram juice in it.
Yeah, there's that. You'd never stop sucking that, would you? It wouldn't be...
Exactly.
In fact, that would make Stan Schattenstein's point for him perfectly.
Bill Schattenstein?
Stan Schattenstein.
Oh, not Bill.
No.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, if my name was Stan Schattenstein, I would definitely change it to Bill. Stan's a terrible name. Who would want to be called Stan?
Poor old Stan. Well, we'll talk about Stan. We're not going to meet him. I don't think he'd come on our programme, would he? You asked him, didn't you?
3 times.
And he declined. I'm covered in that horrible, sticky nicotine now.
Just lick your fingers, it'll be fine.
I'm doing it. It's not bad, actually. There we go. That's what the Lord gave us, trousers. It's time to take another break. And then when we come back, we're going to have a look at another falling out on the internet, really, wasn't it?
Oh, it's a good one, this one.
And involving none less than Mr. Clive Bates and Bull Shittenstein.
Stan Shattered.
Stan Shithousenstein. That's it. We'll be straight back after this.
Cloud9 Vaping, sponsors of Dave's Tacklebox.
iVapor and iVapor Elixir, based in Yorkshire, for your e-cig needs. That's ivapor.co.uk and ivapor-elixir.co.uk. iVapor and ivapor-elixir.co.uk, proud sponsors of vaportrails.tv.
Cloud9 Vaping, sponsors of Dave's Tacklebox.
I'm sorry to announce, viewers, that prior to the adverts going out, Dave Kitson dropped a very small drop of 14 milligram juice on his finger, and he's now dead. He's died. Have you died, Dave? Are you dead, Dave?
Dead as a dodo, mate. Do you think we had them fooled?
Yeah, you
Yes. No, I love chat. Chat is ace. You know, oh my God, DK, wash it off. The only pain that is going to cause me is if I touch anything the missus has just cleaned, because I'm tacky as anything now. Right. Yes, anyway, so Clive Bates. We like Clive Bates.
Sorry.
What are you laughing at? What did you see that I didn't?
See, he's dead.
Right. Okay. Clive Bates. And Clive's blog. Now, I think this kicked off on Thursday, didn't it? Because I was on the train in Switzerland on the little MacBook Air thing. And I saw a tweet from Clive that said, hey, it's all kicking off on my blog, or something like that. And then a comment about polite responses are welcome.
Yes.
And I thought, well, you know, being somebody who enjoys a good internet dust-up, went across to see what he was on about. And basically, this is a piece that Clive did, and I think it was originally dated about the 14th of March, so a couple of weeks ago. And it was a letter that he sent, an open letter that he wrote to Stanton Glantz, friend of the show, Stanton Glantz, and Dr. Lauren Dutra. And you might remember the thing that Glantz put out. Total crap it was. Another one of these sort of studies that they'd done. They kind of, and I noticed this when I read the original study, they kind of caveated it to say, that they couldn't draw too many conclusions on about whether kids that had tried e-cigs then went on to smoke, because the study didn't study that, did it?
No.
But then they went on in the headline message to draw those conclusions. And to be honest with you, this is what really bugs me about Glantz. There's a lot of misinformed people out there, but this is what bugs me about Glantz, is that, he knows that he has to include these little things in the results, and they'd actually highlighted the fact that the conclusions couldn't be drawn, but then they drew those very same conclusions, and then they sent it to senators and newspapers and all the rest of it, with the headline that kids who try electronic cigarettes are likely to become nicotine addicts and start smoking. Right, yes. The same old bullshit, just in a different presentation this time round.
That's because Stan Glantz, and I'm going to say this out loud, Stan Glantz is a dick, and he needs to stop being a dick.
He's a dick, and he's a dangerous dick. That's the problem. And so this stuff goes out with the University of California, I think it is, isn't it, that pays his wages?
Oh, it's
one of the big American universities, anyway, and it goes out in their name and all the rest of it. Now, obviously, the likes the American sort of e-cig activists, the likes of Carl Phillips, hit back at it and absolutely destroyed this piece. But of course, by the time it's been run in all the papers and in the media, and they'd had like some senator had made some comment based on it, the damage is done by that point. And Clive obviously got to the point that he wanted to actually challenge it. So this is on his blog, clivebates.com. It's it's the latest article, I think, actually. And it's entitled Cease and Desist, Making False Claims About the Gateway Effect. And what Clive does is he goes through the entire text of the report and what was published. Let me just get that put on the screen for you. He goes through the whole lot and absolutely shreds it with reason and common sense and truth. And anybody that's read any of Clive's stuff, you will know that the guy, he's a pro, right? He knows how to, whereas you and I get upset and animated when we're reading something like that and often shoot ourselves in the foot, Clive just systematically destroyed the entire piece, didn't he? It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Must have taken him, I would say more than hours. It probably took him days. He went and researched people to support the point he was making, so he got evidence to back up what he was disputing and debating, and just absolutely fantastic stuff. And obviously there was the usual people that follow the blog saying what a fantastic piece that is, well done Clive, and all the rest of it. And then the link he posted on Twitter the other day, and like I say, this was a couple of weeks after it was first posted. You might notice some of our viewers posted in there. Look, I can see VB there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't post on Clive's blog because I'm not clever enough.
I just need to bring out what Very Boring's posted in chat, which was one of the lines from what Stan Glantz said. Stan Glantz had said to one of the detractors of his piece, just because e-cigs are safer than cigarettes doesn't make them a healthier option. What kind of a tit says that?
A Stanton Glantz kind of tit.
Oh
He's
my
the
God,
answer.
Stand-on Glantz is about right.
Stand-on Glantz.
He is a complete and utter Richard the Turd.
Mad mechanic. Right, so there we go. Right, so there's somebody worrying about when I go off camera now. They think I might have tremors after the 14 milligram
Have you?
finger licking exercise. Yeah?
Oh dear me. Are you not dead yet, Dave?
No, but I'm just trying to find something stronger. Here we go. Right, so on the 19th of March it was, somebody called Stan Scheitstingen.
Schattenstein. I'm trying to get this bloke to come on VE Talk. Give him his proper name, Shithouse Schattenstein.
Exactly. Bullshittenstein. He basically had a pop, didn't he? And he started off by kind of, I know we haven't got time to read it all out, but he basically had a pop at Clive, didn't he? And he was saying, I'm disappointed in you kind of stuff. So Clive kind of came back and sort of, blinded him with reason, as Clive does. And then this guy just got deeper and deeper, didn't he? Go on, Dave. Give us a summary of it.
Basically, he's thrown himself back to the 1990s and come out with all the shite that Glantz has been peddling. And admitted, yes, e-cigs are definitely safer than tobacco cigarettes. But that doesn't mean that we haven't got to exercise caution. And that it could renormalise smoking, and then there's the chance that the kids, you've got to think of the children.
Think of the children. Oh my God, the children.
Oh, the poor little children.
Somebody think of the children.
Oh. Bottom line on it is, he's come back with all of the arguments that have been shot down, in Florence.
Shot down and Stein. Yeah.
Then he's even had a pop with Carl Phillips and Brad Roddu, and saying that because they have at one time or another in their academic careers been the recipients, second hand by the way, of tobacco company funding, that they have no credibility whatever. And still, up to now, up to today, as far as I have seen, has still been unable to refute anything that Clive said, and will not even admit that what Glantz has done is unjustifiable in any scientific terms whatever. So I have now invited him 3 times to come on to VT Talk to join in an adult conversation with Clive Bates, Dr. Farsalinos,
an adult conversation where we'll call him Shittenstein.
We'll give him his proper name. I honestly, really, if that was your name, Stan Schattenstein, you'd change it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I still think Bill Schattenstein sounds a lot better. So the invite is there, and I've said, you can't plead that time is an excuse because this is a vital import, and if you really believe what you're saying and you're passionate about it, you need to be able to come and defend it. So we'll see what happens, but let's put it this way. I ain't holding my breath. I think he'll not turn up. And it's a great shame because I would like to see Dr. Farsalinos and Clive, between them, rebut every last one of his crapulous statements.
And I would definitely encourage people to have a read of that. It's clivebates.com. It's dead easy. It's the latest blog on his site. And you scroll down to the comments. It's a long document. Clive put a lot of thought into it, and I have read it all the way through, and it's worth a read because I find it reassuring when somebody, Clive, is reinforcing what I believe to be true, and this guy, I think I tweeted after a couple of the exchanges. It looked like he was just having a pop, didn't it?
Well, I think
his arguments seem to be shifting.
He's not moving very far, but I mean, it's not just Clive that's had a pop at Glance's piece. Michael Siegel's also had a pop at it.
He has it.
Michael Siegel, I mean, he was Glance's biggest disciple for God knows how long, but even he's now saying that Glance with this one has completely jumped the shark.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, he's a pastiche of a scientist now. He has no credibility, and more people in the academic circles and in tobacco control are realising that Glance is actually a bloody liability for them.
Yeah, the sooner the WHO get the message, the better.
Well, they have poured very, very large sums of money into Glance's coffers, and they're not going to back down because Bertolini thinks he's God.
Yeah, which is, let's face it, quite disappointing.
Mm.
So somebody's just posted, Stan Schattenstein is a Canadian journalist, apparently. And Stan Glance is the engineer. This is true. This is very true.
Would you let him loose on your car?
Vaping Sam says, whenever I've shat, I sit rather than stand.
Oh.
So,
yes.
Which is useful for us all to know.
Yeah, I just think Schattenstein's the past tense of his real name.
Oh dear. Right.
I mean, honestly, if you were going to pick a bloody screen name, would you have picked Stan Schattenstein? It's got to be his real name. It has to be. Nobody would pick that as a screen name.
It must be his real name. It is his real name, isn't it?
Yeah, Schattenstein.
Because Clive recognised him. They've obviously crossed swords before, I got the impression. But
well, I think they've kind of been on the same side at times.
Right.
But on this occasion, it would appear that the public health community is massively divided when it comes down to e-cigs. And the fact of the matter is, more and more are crossing over from the dark side to the good side of the force.
Yeah.
So,
well,
yes.
which let's face it, is the way it should be. It's just a shame it didn't happen a year ago, isn't it?
Well, we were trying, but to be fair to everybody, the evidence in terms of investigative evidence, the trials and experiments probably wasn't there. And it's only the urgency of the TPD that's forced a lot of the research that's being done now to have been done. And as you say, it is a great shame. I mean, I started my research about 3 years ago, but without the actual experiments being done, it's very difficult to find the evidence that you need. But it's all there now.
It is. It is. And do you know what? We've hit time.
Bloody hell.
That just flew by.
Well, that's because Schattenstein's a very long word and difficult to pronounce.
There's plenty of comments in chat that I won't read out.
You're probably wise. You are probably wise.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing Kim's. You can't read that out.
That's one of the ones I was referring to, yeah.
Chat. What's got two thumbs and thinks chat's brilliant? Me.
It's time to say goodnight. Say goodnight, Dave.
Good night, Dave.
Thanks very much for joining me again. I really appreciate it. And thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. Look forward to Vape Fest. Look forward to the Knees Up.
Indeed.
Look forward to the Haze Hour tomorrow night at 9 o'clock.
Indeed. Dave?
Yeah?
Are you dead yet?
I'm feeling a bit peaky.
What's that for?
I don't know, I think I'm just hungry, actually. No, yes, I know we're running over, and Chris is telling me time's up. But it does say if you get this on your skin, it says avoid liquid contact with skin and eyes. In case of contact, rinse thoroughly with clean water. My saliva's clean.
And your trousers are clean?
They were. We better get out of here. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back same time, same place next week. We're out of here. Say goodnight, Dave. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Cloud9 Vaping, sponsors of Dave's Tacklebox.